do it in the scientific community. More research probably needs to be done on it and all the rest of it sort of thing. Like gay people, lesbian people, we've existed since the dawn of time, guys, ever since our species has existed. As far back as you can go with recorded human history, you have had gay and lesbian people. It's just like just this weird quirk in the human genetic makeup that some of us end up being attracted to our own gender. I don't know why. It's just what happens off and on with millions of us all over the world, and it's been there forever, for as long as we've existed. That needs to be made known too, and the fact that is the case needs to be made known so that it can be just accepted as just being another natural, normal alternative for a part of life and being human. So I support all that. I understand all that. I agree with all that. If the Pride community had never brought this political thing in to the mix as well, for whatever reasons, I still don't know. It makes no sense to me. And if a person, if they were to call themselves liberal, progressive, didn't have to jump on this bandwagon as well, trying to destroy this nation and believing a certain set of propaganda from a certain perspective, and being able to step outside that box, still classify themselves as predominantly liberal and progressive sort of thing, but not siding with this particular. So I'm the kind of person, guys, like I don't box myself in. I think for myself. I do my level best to think for myself. And so if something doesn't sit right with me, if I don't agree with something, if something doesn't make sense to me, and if almost everyone else in the grouping that I tend to group myself in with, the community or whatever I tend to group myself in with, as taking a particular stand that doesn't make sense to me personally, I'm not going to agree with it, because I normally side with this community or this group on almost every other issue sort of thing. If that particular issue doesn't make sense to me, doesn't resonate with me, I'm not going to agree with it. But it doesn't mean to say all of a sudden I can turn conservative or whatever. Like people say that as you age, you tend to be a little bit more conservative in your perspectives and all the rest of it. I don't know if that's going to happen naturally over time, guys. Maybe yes, maybe no. But for now, at the point I'm at now and at the age I'm at now, everything that I believed as a younger person, all throughout my later teenage years, young adult years, 20s, 30s, and all the rest of my middle age years, 40s and 50s, it's all more or less pretty much the same, guys. It's just on this one particular thing, I cannot agree with the left, I cannot agree with liberal progressives in their attitude toward just one particular thing. I see myself as predominantly a socialist. And I keep pushing, I keep advocating for a socialist agenda and more things being done to help poor people. If we were to adopt a more socialist stand with the whole housing issue, there would not be an housing issue right now. There wouldn't be so many homeless people all throughout Canada, all throughout North America, probably all around the world, I guess, sort of thing, because socialism tackles that particular problem in a much more humane and sensible, more civilized manner. And I'm still that's still there. I mean, I'm still socialist predominantly in my ways of thinking about dealing with life issues sort of thing, and I go a step further in that, but I mean, I don't want to complicate things even more sort of thing, so that's me, guys. But that's everybody though. Like, don't box yourself in, guys. We're complicated creatures. Just go with the flow and go with your heart and go with your intuition and go with common sense and read and research and understand and keep reading and keep researching and keep enlightening yourself and keep learning. Never stop learning, never stop evolving and changing and inquiring knowledge and all the rest of it and understanding of things. That's a key part of being human. That's a key part of living, guys. So none of that's changed with me, guys. I mean, it's all the same. It's just for me to jump on the bandwagon and go with everyone else, saying that Israel is doing all these horrible things and that they're occupying a land that doesn't belong to them and all the rest of it. I wouldn't be true to myself then. I wouldn't be true to my understanding of what how I've always understood this particular issue, sort of thing. So I'm not gonna go in that direction. There's no point, no need, you know. And if I'm to be the only person in the whole of St. John's, which, because I haven't come in contact with anybody yet that also supports Israel, I'm sure they're out there in this town. I'm not coming in contact with them. But if I have to be the only one, and the only one that becomes a bit vocal about it, the one lone wolf, or whatever you want to call it, sort of thing, I'll be that. I don't care, you know, because I've never had a herd mentality. I've never felt the need to conform, to be liked, and to have friends around me, sort of thing. And at 60 years of age now, guys, I'm as comfortable with that now as I've ever been in my entire life. That's just what happens to you as you age, I guess. You know, you don't feel the need to change your core sense of yourself just to please other people and have people around you, sort of thing, you know. I live my entire life by myself, guys, and it looks like I'm going to go to my grave and living my life by myself and doing my own thing my own way, sort of thing, you know. So 41 minutes in now, guys. I had a sense I would probably do this once I began this video, guys, because this is so typical for me. What I wanted to talk about, what the primary thing that I started the video about, and now I may have to get into it again in another video, was actually something that I touched on several months back, guys, which again also I'm majorly disappointed and hurt and just baffled and dismayed that I've never got more views on this particular video as well. And it's concerning how do I tie this in? I don't have a good way to tie this in, to be honest with you, everything I was just talking about. It's concerning Gene Roddenberry. Okay, it's concerning Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek, to Trek Vision, and you know, like the future that he envisioned for us. And this is not going to work now, guys. I'm definitely going to have to do another video about this. But what I wanted to talk about was something that I became aware of several months back. And I'm going to just touch on this now and kind of get into it more thoroughly in another video and provide the links and all the rest of it. But there's a fellow down in the States who's a passionate Star Trek fan, guys. Excuse me for mama here, guys. I decided to let it let you see that I had the fucking freaking hair there earlier, but I washed it and all the rest of it, and it's just so freaking dry and fly away. I feel the need to be doing that every once in a while just to keep it. I could put it in a ponytail and just shove it back and get out of the way. So this is where it's at right now, guys. I just wanted you to see that I have it there and the length of it, sort of thing. I also brought a look that I wanted to create here tonight. Right. Anyway, so this guy down in the States, he's got this this group. I guess I got a group, I suppose, and he wants to create a replica of the Starship Enterprise from Star Trek, the original Enterprise from the original series, and so I think he's been 4 or 5 years now pushing this idea and trying to get interest in it, sort of thing. Try to get people to be willing to start donating to you know, to raise money for it, sort of thing. And the hope was initially, apparently, was that he wanted to create a full-scale replica of the Star Trek, the Enterprise of Star Trek, the original series. And now, I don't know if anybody knows the the actual dimensions of the ship. Like, I don't know if that was kind of like put into the concepts of the original series, that they would actually have dimensions of the thing, like if it was a real life thing. Clearly, it would be pretty damn massive, guys. So I don't know where you would put it to. I don't know what space you would find it. Like it would be a massive undertaking, to do so. But now, along with all this, he has brought up a few other things that, along with trying to get this project off the ground, other aspects of the Trek vision, that once I found out about it, guys, I really got revved up about it. I really like, I really got excited about it, sort of thing. Now I'm excited about the replica of the Enterprise as well, if we could ever somehow find a way to manage to do it, sort of thing. But he also has this idea of creating a community around this, because it would all be a theme park and all the rest of it if it were to manifest in the way he seems to be envisioning it. But there would be a community part of all this, and it would be based on Gene Roddenberry's vision of the future, sort of thing. So it would be highly sort of Trek oriented, with the philosophy of Trek, Gene Roddenberry's philosophy of the future and so on, very much embedded into this this community, sort of thing. And so it would be very highly technically like involved, you know, with developing technologies and all the rest of it, pushing science, pushing education, being highly progressive, being highly inclusive, and all this sort of thing, and just trying to manifest the best aspects of the vision that Gene Roddenberry had for the future. So now, once I got into all this, guys, and got to understand his idea of how he wanted to create this village, see this village manifest, sort of thing, I said, oh, my good God, like this is even more exciting than trying to create the replica of the Starship Enterprise, you know, because this is something tangible, practical, visionary, inspiring, like in a very meaningful sort of a way. Because to create the Starship Enterprise, guys, that would be great. That would be inspiring. But it's I don't want to downplay any aspect of his vision and all the rest of it, sort of thing. But that aspect of it is somewhat a little gimmicky, sort of thing. But this this community that he wants to form around it, sort of thing, is even more inspiring still. Like, I can see so much potential for this, guys. Like massive potential for this if you could get more and more people on board with it, more and more people excited about it, sort of thing. Because the way I envision it is that something like this could lay the foundation for future communities that begin to move in that direction of manifesting the Trek vision in the here and now, in this day and age, within our lifetimes, a good portion of it anyway, so that what Gene Roddenberry envisioned for several hundred years down the road, we could actually create, we could actually manifest in the here and now. And a lot of it we actually could, guys. An awful lot of it. Because our technology already is massively, like it's improving, what do you call it, exponentially or whatever sort of thing, but that fancy word. But it's like, we have stuff nowadays, guys, that when I was a kid myself back in the 70s, it definitely would have been considered science fiction. Like, it would have been science fiction back in the 70s, you know. And we have it today, and it's become, it is now a natural, normal part of life. We just take it all for granted now, sort of thing. And so we're already, technology-wise, we're already a good portion of the way in that direction that Gene Roddenberry had envisioned all these things. But the moral, ethical aspects of it, guys, no, I'm sorry. We are so far removed from that still, from the way he envisioned it. And these areas, aspects of it, we need to desperately focus on more and work on more to try to manifest more in here and now, sort of thing. So I'm going to have to quickly clue this up now, guys. So basically this was basically this was just 3 topics in one now, guys, which I just meant for it to be talking a bit about an hour about this vision this brother has, my Trek brother has, you know, for manifesting Gene Roddenberry's vision, you know, like in here and now, in this day and age. So I don't want to go into too much specifics of it in this one. Like I said, I'm going to have to upload this now and do another one and just really jump into this more. I don't even want to call this video now, because I had the idea of what I was going to call it before I started going off on the other tangents. Guys, this is ADD, okay? This may be ADD, the inability to focus properly on the one thing and just kind of go into details and all the rest of it sort of thing. Um, but it's also very typical of me too, because I have so many things that I am interested in, that I wish to good God I could just kind of work on more and be focused on more and just throw more of my life into, rather than just being in this subsistence living dynamic that I'm in right now, sort of thing, guys. We're just worrying about my future constantly, worrying about, and making ends meet all the time, sort of things. Like, I don't want to be in this mode all the time, guys, because I got so many things going through my mind non-stop, constantly. I mean, if people could only get into my mind on a daily basis, an hourly basis, to know what I'm thinking about constantly. So it's so far removed from where I'm going to get my next check, to how much money I'm going to get, if I'm going to be able to pay my rent, if I'm going to be able to feed myself properly, if I'm going to have a roof over my head in the near future, how I'm going to take care of my basics and all the rest of it. I mean, it's just so far removed from those things, guys. It always has been. So it poisons me when I have to tear myself away from these things to try to just figure out ways so I can continue to survive, and then not be able to think about these things and go deeper into these things and push these things more and all the rest of it, because I'm just spending so much time just trying to survive. It's terrible. It's terrible being poor, and it's terrible with what it rips away from you, guys. And this is why I support Gene Roddenberry's vision, and this is how it ties into socialism and communism and all the rest of it, and people working communally, supporting one another and making sure everybody's got their basic needs met. This is socialism. This is communism, guys. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing dirty. There's nothing evil about it in its ideal form. In its purest, undiluted, uncorrupted, ideal form, guys. There's nothing evil, bad, or wrong about it whatsoever. I've said many times over, it's like the Prince of Peace himself. I still believe he existed. He's vastly different from what Christianity says he was. The research I'm doing on all this sort of thing, indicates to me somebody considerably different from what Christianity pushes about him, sort of thing. Their understanding of him and how this idea of him was created to begin with, sort of thing. But even for what Christian tradition has passed down to us about him, and from what we seem to understand about the first movements